In the previous episode, we looked at that Aiwa M110SH that was a piece of shit. Well, today we're going to look at my Aiwa M110SU. The SU being for super, right? Oh, this is a super machine, all right. We're going to take a look at how good or how bad the conversion quality is on it, and you're going to shake your head. Check it out. So as I was getting this old Aiwa, it's an HV M110SH, SH for shit. The one I've got is, this is mine here. As you can see, the difference between the two of them is, well, mine has conventional connectors, a channel 3-4 modulator, and this one is an HV M110SU, SU for super. Other than that, I think they're identical, but this one's made in Japan, this one's made in Malaysia. And the only reason I'm showing you guys the one that I've got here, it's interesting because I've got a band across the front here. I think the other one had, it did too. I think that was, I think that was a card that was on the front of these things that when they were sold, like a promo card. Mine, as far as I know, works. I haven't tried it in a while. But mine has a missing cassette door right here. So I thought, well, why not take the take the door off this one and put it on mine? I could actually swap the whole front. And this one just says M110S. This one just says M110. Other than that, they are identical in every way. Except for this one says made in Japan. I could really confuse people having a made in Japan face on mine and saying made in Malaysia on the back. And oh, the door's not missing on mine. The door is just stuck. Well, I guess I won't have to change that door. I'll just fix the door on mine, and then we'll I'll put it through its paces so you guys can see how this thing works. I'm pretty sure I've got PAL tape kicking around here that I can show the quality of the converter on this one. So, all the screws from the other one. Let's pop this one apart and just see why the door is sticking. See, I have never been into this unit. It was given to me, a buddy of mine that was cleaning up his dad's old storage unit of vintage equipment. Found, missing a screw, found this, and he was going to throw it out, so he gave it to me. Be interesting to see if there's much difference inside, because the ones that I had before were the other ones. But right off the bat, you can see this one's in much better shape. It's certainly a newer one. But look at the gears, right? The gears on this one here, they haven't turned yellow. Look at this one here with the bad gears, right? See the color? This plastic is completely different on this mechanism, and these gears shattered. So this was a Japanese-made one. This one was a newer machine made in Malaysia. It looks like the material that they've made the gears out of is different. Possibly different, but it looks to be different material. At least it hasn't gone bad, and I don't think the belts are bad in this one either. I haven't used this thing for a while, but let's just see why this front door is sticking on this one. Just pop the clips out. Take the faceplate off. And see what the heck is sticking. Is it warped? Oh, I see why it's sticking. Because someone tried to fix it. Somebody tried to make a broken piece to the door. Interesting. So maybe I will take the door off the other one, or even just change the whole front panel. I might just change the entire front panel and be done. Maybe I'll do that. There. I'll just change the whole front panel. That way I have one that the door opens properly, and it says made in Japan to really confuse people. There. And that should lift when the door lifts up. It should. We'll try it out and see. We'll test this one out and see if it works. It did work when I tried it once before, but again, it's been a while since I turned this thing on. Video out and audio out. What? Don't tell me this one's broken. Great. Mine's broken. Why is it not dropping the cassette in? I guess I have something to fix, don't I? It's like the tape is jamming on something. But what? Oh, you know what? I bet it's the little lifter is not lifting up the tape flap. Ah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. So the little... So this little lever was stuck up like that. That probably... It's got a spring that pulls it down. I wonder why it was sticking. That little lever there was sticking. It was stuck up like this, and it couldn't, of course it wouldn't lift the tape flap up. So that lever has to be, but it is on a spring. So why was it sticking? Let's investigate. Huh. Maybe just a bit of lubricant down here. Must be sticking on something. I'm just going to put a little drop of oil or something in there to clean it. I don't know if I want to use oil. Oil might attack the plastic. We'll try some of this Molly Coat. A little bit of Molly Coat grease. See, the problem if you use petroleum-based stuff is it can attack plastics. So I'm just going to put some on this little lever here. Okay, that's looking a little better. We'll put that front cover back on again. There. That should never stick anyway, because when the tape is ejecting, as the lid flap closes, it's going to push that down anyway, so that should never have the opportunity to stick. I love these doors. They don't have a spring on them, they just kind of flop in the breeze. Okay, so this, I'll turn off the converter on this unit so that it's going to pass the signal straight through, make sure it's working. Yep, it works. There's PAL. That's a pretty worn tape that I'm putting in there. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to eat. We'll try our color bar tape. I'll show you guys what color bars do and what the different buttons on the front here do. So there's a system button where you can manually select what type of signal it is. Here's what we're looking at. The color bars look fine. There's a converter output which is selected through right now, but if I flip it over to PAL, I get a PAL signal, which obviously this TV can't display, but if I were to go get my multi-system TV, it would do it. On the front here, it's telling me that this is playing an NTSC 3.58 tape. There's a button on the front that says System. If I press the System button, I can actually switch it to NTSC 4.43, which will show a nice black and white picture because this is an NTSC 3.58 television. But what NTSC 4.43 does is it's still playing an NTSC tape, but it outputs it as an NTSC 4.43 signal. Now, what that does is there's a lot of PAL televisions that would support NTSC 4.43 because PAL used the 4.43 subcarrier. It would allow you to play an NTSC tape on a PAL television without converting it to PAL, and of course the quality would look better. And a lot of the PAL television, you could just adjust the vertical hold control to compensate for the 50 versus 60 hertz. So that was what NTSC 4.43 was for. MECam and is another format that if I try to put it into that mode, the machine will figure out pretty quick that it's not an MECam and it's going to switch back. And of course, if I show you the screen when I try to do that, this is what happens. And it won't stay there very long because it knows that it's not a CCAM signal, and it'll switch back. I'm going to dig up a foreign tape, and we'll put a foreign tape in this thing and see what it does for playback. This is a CCAM tape. So this machine will not convert CCAM in color, but it will convert a CCAM tape in black and white. So if I have it in through mode, which it is now, and I try to play it, this is what you get. It knows it's not an MECam, it's a regular CCAM, so the machine goes into PAL, and if I flip it to NTSC, that is what it gives you. It doesn't do a very good job of converting a CCAM tape. This is a French CCAM. If I had a machine that could play French CCAM, it would be converted over to NTSC. But this machine here cannot convert French CCAM. It can only convert PAL. And if it was a Middle East CCAM tape, it would convert it over, but again, it would only convert it over in black and white. It would output it as an MECam in through mode, but a French CCAM, it won't. It'll output it in black and white only. And this is a French CCAM tape. The French had their own system, which was totally different than everybody else. So this time I have a PAL tape. It's the Wiggles. Don't ask me how I got this tape. So I play this tape back without switching the converter on, you get, of course, that. If I put on the converter, it will convert it over. Now, I never use the inboard converter on this thing. I have an external converter now. It will automatically kick in. I'll look at the conversion through this machine. So this is the conversion from the built-in converter inside the Aiwa. As you can see, big difference between my external converter and the one that's built into this thing. I know this one's cropping a bit because I haven't set the aspect, but it'll crop off a few lines. But looking at the picture here, looks like this machine probably could use caps in the power supply. I can see some herringbone there, but anyway, much better quality going through an external converter than the one that's built in. This is a LVW5005 DVD recorder. This is the all-right one. This is the one that could record on CDR. It could make video CD. It could make super video CD. It could make DVD. It could even do audio CDs. I don't even know if the drive works on this thing. I think the belts are all shot on this one. I haven't used the drive in this thing in forever. I just use this as a. Oh yeah, it does open. I wonder if it works. I wonder if this thing works. I haven't used it for years as a DVD recorder. I just basically use this thing because I can feed it a PAL signal, and it'll give me a really good quality NTSC output, which I can then record on another DVD recorder or onto a VHS. Anyway, that's what I've been using here ever since my AGW1 broke down. And this actually looks better converting to NTSC than my AGW1. The conversion of this is better than the AGW1, and it's certainly way better than this piece of crap. It's one of the best that I've seen for what it is. Perfectly acceptable for people's home videos that weren't great quality to begin with, but it does the job. And if you're wondering why would I have this tape, actually this is my tape. My brother-in-law is married to an Aussie and lives in Australia, and sent this over for my kids when they were little. Right, this was from 2000. That's how I ended up with this tape. They sent me this tape from Australia, and I copied it over to a VHS that my kids watched when they were knee-high to a grasshopper. Now they're bigger than me, all grown up now. But anyway, that's my little M110 110S that now says it's an M110 with the new front cover from that scrap machine that's going to be just ripped apart for parts and so forth. That's going through the external converter, and if I flip back to the internal one again, yeah, it looks like ugh, terrible. That's how these things were. That's how they looked. Everything looked like max headroom, right? Full motion and max headroom. How they even sold these things, I don't know, because not too many people would put up with conversions looking like that, and that's how all these machines did it. They were just junk. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.